Hey, Nation, Harry here with Jason Bystrak from D&H and other places I've known you. I don't know, man, 15 years. I've known you for some time, but you're up at D&H. You just crossed your second anniversary. Congratulations. And first of all, what is your role? Because people in the SMB Nation community do know you, and I'll do a little dot connecting with D&H, and then we'll get to the question of the day.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thanks so much for having me here. I appreciate it. Always good to speak with you. And you're right. I joined D&H back in January of 2019, so just over 2 years. And the purpose was really to build out the cloud and services practice at D&H. So we formed a formal business unit, and we've actually taken on another number of different practice areas with the company within our team. So in addition to cloud, which is kind of software as a service and infrastructure as a service, we're also responsible for the company's professional and managed services practice, our security practice, and our unified communications practice. Largely because those technologies are all really starting to be consumed more in an as-a-service model, which fits right into our game plan.
Wow, that sounds like real work. I'll stick to bike riding. But hey, the question of the day, and folks, the reason I'm talking to Jason at D&H is you will recall we had a multi-year community agreement with D&H back in the last recession. It's one way to frame it up. And that was all good. And so we haven't talked to D&H in a while, and the industry's changing very rapidly. In the month of March, Synnex and Tech Data combined. I guess you'd call it a true merger. And that's big news. And I guess let's just throw it out there. What's that mean for D&H? What's that mean for the industry, man?
Sure. I mean, it's exciting, right? I mean, I think, first of all, I think that merger validates the role of distribution and the value that distribution plays in the channel.
Okay.
And really, I think it creates opportunity for everybody. When I look at what D&H is doing, we're continuing to make investments, like, as I mentioned, our cloud and services business, but where I work and have a great team. But in addition to that, as a company, we're investing more into pro AV, into eSports, gaming, remote work technology, and especially vertical markets like education. So those are areas that we're spending a lot of time, and we're looking forward to, to seeing what comes out of this. But and I also think that, our vendor partners and our channel partners on both sides, they appreciate having choice. And I think the uniqueness that D&H brings to the high touch customer service models on both ends, and, really the service that we provide, especially to the SMB and mid-market, just a big focus area for us.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes you the only non-private equity or investor-backed distributor in our reindeer game, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah, we've been at it for over 100 years now at D&H, and we're an ESOP company. So the employees actually own 36% of the company, and that's kind of unique. So we're a private company, again, owned by the employees, and that, I think, really puts a certain amount of pride and, and workmanship into the relationships that we have with our partners.
Well, and I wouldn't just say pride. It also is a different vibe, right? I mean, the little I know, and I kind of have my analyst hat on and my business hat on, but boy, once you take the money, honey, from private equity, it can change your corporate culture, my friend.
It really can. I mean, D&H has been a family-run business, for over 100 years. We're big enough to be, a player, right? With $5 billion, and we focus exclusively on the North American market. So we have a significant play within that market as a broadline distribution partner.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I read this puts you in position number 3, the way they measure revenue, right? This new company, and I believe it's going to be called Synnex. Is that what I read?
Yeah, I haven't seen where the final chips have landed with everything. I think they're still working that out. But you're right. We will be the number 3 distributor, for all accounts that I've seen when it comes to U.S. and Canada. And, when you look at that revenue, again, that we're driving, it's a significant amount because the numbers being thrown around with some of the others are also global numbers, right? Yeah. It's not just broken out for U.S. and Canada.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting in the community space, the ecosystem space, and dare I say, integrated media space. And SMB Nation kind of fits in that IRS category. Because, Jason, what what you don't want when you're an integrated media company with events, what you don't want is all these consolidations, right? So there's two banks in town and they merge, and now they only need one ad in the Sunday paper. They don't need two ads, right? So that's how it kind of plays out when you see consolidations. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. The other thing would be is a lot of times there'll be redundancy, and again, to be determined, but a lot of times you don't need two accounting departments, right? When you combine the company, the idea was to get operational efficiencies. So what I'm getting at, and we'll circle back to you in a quarter or so and check in, but it's going to be interesting to see what talent is out on the streets, right? As they start to get settled, there'll probably be some talent available, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You might find some new teammates out of all this.
Well, you never know. I mean, I read the same as you that there's synergies they're looking for, and I guess you can presume that some of that possibly could be headcount. But there is a lot of talent out in the channel right now, and D&H has been really hiring a lot of talent as we build out new practice areas. So we'll be opportunistic where appropriate to continue to invest in our business.
All right, my friend. Well, you helped me kind of get my arms around, and my community get our arms around. Again, pretty big news for the month of March. March Madness. It's a merger. We'll see you on the flip side. We'll check in next quarter. How's that sound?
That sounds great, Harry. It was good to speak with you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.